You're watching The Press Row. I'm Mike Sherman with columnist Barry Trammell, Jenny Carlson, and John Rohde, and we're talking about the baseball prodigy that has blown into Oklahoma this week. His name, Bryce Harper. And John Rohde, you spent an evening with the Las Vegas lad on Thursday. What did you see?
Real deal. I mean, you've heard about prodigies before and seen them a few times. Heck, there was a prodigy in the stands in Kevin Bookout who threw 93-mile-an-hour fastballs and had 65 career home runs at Strata High School. And he never played baseball after that. But Bryce Harper, it's so funny, guys, because he went 3 for 7, had 2 home runs, and I think he yawned twice. I mean, he's just hanging out with his friends at Westmore High School. It's a wood bat league that he's just trying to keep his game tuned up before he goes and tries out for the 18 and under national team next week in North Carolina. Some people have a problem with that. I'm just glad I went. The guy. It's not very often you look forward to the end of each inning or the beginning of each inning and they go, okay, ball's in, coming down, and you want to see him throw the ball from catcher to the second base. And from what I saw, it was only 2 games, but there's a reason he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Sometimes phenoms don't deliver, but sometimes they do.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I went to see Adrian Peterson. He was still in Palestine, Texas, still a high school kid. You heard all about the ballyhooed running back, the guy that's going to make people forget about Earl Campbell and all these other East Texas greats. And you think he can't be what they say he is. And the first time I laid eyes on him, I thought, wow, this kid could really be what they say he is. And I haven't been out to see Bryce Harper yet, but sometimes phenoms, for all the press that they get, they actually are as good as all that press.
He'll be at Moore High School, by the way, Thursday through Sunday, 5 games.
Now, I will say this. It's a little bit dicier deal engaging the future of a baseball player. Football, basketball, especially if they're 19, 20, 21 years old. We're talking about a 16-year-old baseball player. He may be the next Babe Ruth. But I would not want to hitch my wagon too tightly to a 16-year-old baseball player.
Okay, Sports Illustrated put him on the cover last week. The story behind him is that his dad is a steel worker in Las Vegas, and he's not finding a lot of work right now. The economy's not great anywhere. He's got some friends and family here in South Oklahoma City. He's been offered a job. There was some talk that wishful thinking in Westmore that last week that the Harper family might move there. Of course, Bryce puts the kibosh on that himself. He's told Sports Illustrated and our reporters that he wants to go get a GED, enroll in a junior college with hopes of being in the 2010 draft. Is that a good plan?
I think it's as good a plan as any. I mean, from everything we've heard and seen, I mean, if he was doing what he was doing offensively this week with aluminum bats, you might think, but he's out there with wood bats. I mean, this is what he's going to use as a professional baseball player. He seems like a smart kid. To hear him talk, to hear him, just talk about his life and his world. I mean, he seems more mature than 16, a young 16, because I don't think he had his birthday that long ago. You know what? If he thinks he's ready to move on, I say why not? Why not go ahead and get onto that next level? Sounds like he's played up his whole life. Might as well continue that trend.
I think it's difficult to talk about somebody you don't even know, much less have never seen. And I have a long record of defending players' rights to try to make a career immediately. College is not for everybody. I do think high school is for everybody. So this doesn't sound like a great idea to me, to skip high school, 2 years of high school to jump ahead. We've seen a sliver of this with the college football players who cut out their last semester and enroll in January. I don't think the early returns are great for them in terms of how it went for them, especially the things they miss out on. So I'd be skeptical. I would go with caution if I was this guy's family.
I like it, and here's why. Contrary to what we see in basketball often, we see kids go from high school to high school to high school to try to play with the best team. Bryce already knows how good he is. His father does. His brother does. His brother's an outstanding player himself. Get the GED, go to junior college, get to the pros as quickly as possible. The thing that bothers me is this whole, I don't know what they call them, advisors, which is / for agent. And if the word Scott Boras comes up once, I fear for Bryce's future. But I really do like it. He's about baseball. He's a sharp kid from what I've the little I've dealt with him, and I do like the game plan.
By the way, the name Scott Boras has come up. It came up in Sports Illustrated. Also, here's another name that could come up for him: the Washington Nationals.
Yeah.
The Washington Nationals drafted the greatest pitching prospect of all time, we're told this week. And if things keep going the way they've gone for the Nationals, they'll have the number 1 pick next year, 2010, and they could have our man Bryce Harper on the squad too, which might make him reconsider the whole GED junior college plan. Listen, that's all for this segment of the Press Row, but there's more to check out on News OK, including one in which we discuss OU play-by-play announcer Bob Berry and whether he deserves the right to go out on his own terms, and we'll offer Thunder GM Sam Presti some free advice on draft prospects.